If you are still in a place where you can get some supplies to last you the next couple months, do it. Do it now. The linchpin of civilization has been pulled. The house of cards are tumbling down. The dominoes are falling in succession. The shit is hitting the fan. Throughout this whole ordeal up until this point, as much as I've talked about this issue, and as much as it's captured my attention and I've been focused on it and I've been concerned about it, I wasn't worried about it until today. Like, I didn't truly feel anxiety about the future until today. When I seen the statistic that 1,000 people in the last 24 hours, more than that actually, fell victim to this illness, and that there were over 27,000 diagnosed, that concerned me greatly. What the economy is doing concerns me greatly. Throughout this whole affair, we have been told not to worry. We have been told that there'll be 0 cases next week. We have been told that our open border policy, we have nothing to worry about. That we have nothing to worry about with all these flights coming in for months and months. Nothing to worry about. Now we're being told that don't worry about the food. Just take what you need. There's nothing to worry about. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, it's over. It's not looking good, guys. I'm seriously starting to think about oiling the steel, if you know what I mean, because I think this is going to be a long haul affair. And I just contextualize all of this in the fact that there are still going to be major catastrophes, environmental catastrophes that are going to be ongoing, that are going to be raging out of control, that we are going to have to deal with this with on top of all this. So you're going to have an anomalous amount of environmental catastrophe on top of all of this stuff that we're going to have to deal with. The challenge is going to be great, but maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need as a society, is a damn challenge, so that we can, reconnect with what matters. Because I think most of us, with our materialistic lifestyles, and we've been led astray. Me, I like my gear, I like my toys, but I don't care much for money. I have no real use for money. I realize that, all money is for me is a way to build the business more so I can help more people, so I can get more people prepared. Now, when I send a package to somebody, it's not just me sending someone some stuff so that we can have a transaction and that they can give me money for stuff and I can get them the stuff that they need, high quality gear. It's about me potentially doing something which may help that person survive, or at least bring them more comfort in a challenging situation. That's really what it's about. The money is nothing, I don't want money, because that means I got to give more money to the government. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep putting the money back into the business. That's the goal. Just keep growing the business so I can help more people. And I'm sorry that this seems like a bit of a lament about what's going on, but I just really think that this is going to be bad. This is going to be real bad, and there's a lot of people in denial. There's a lot of people who think this is going to go away in a couple weeks, and I'm telling you it isn't. I got a video coming, and the news isn't good. But there is some hope, some silver lining to all of this. If you look at all the great plagues throughout history, something amazing has emerged on the other side. Whether it was the conclusion of the First World Conflict whether it was the Enlightenment came after the bubonic plague. I'm not sure what followed the plague of Justinian, but the world got rearranged anyways, and here we are right now. So there's a lot to despair about, but at the same time, you need to be strong now more than ever, because this is where the theory becomes reality. We declared a state of emergency here yesterday, and everybody's on lockdown. And some people have been commenting that this is going to yield more dystopian government. And, you know, of course it is. The shock doctrine. That's what this is all about. It's all about problem, reaction, solution. But that doesn't mean the problem isn't real. The virus problem is real, but to be honest, that is only going to be an accessory to shit hits the fan when all is said and done. They're talking about releasing low-risk prisoners into the population. That, to me, is a very big indication that society is crumbling. But what's kind of scary about this, I must admit, is the quickness with which a lot of governments are going into lockdown, yet the reluctance of those same governments to initiate even passive preventative strategies prior to this, immediately going into lockdown. Canada, for instance, we wouldn't even close the borders. Like, a simple closing the border to China may have prevented some of this, or it may have delayed or flattened the curve, as they say. You know, if they really wanted to flatten the curve, why didn't they do that then? Then suddenly, we're thrust into what appears to be a rapidly evolving lockdown situation. We declared a state of emergency here, and we only have 16 cases. And all of those cases can be traced to people who have basically imported the disease. So it's not technically spreading in the community yet, although it most certainly is. You can bet your bottom dollar it is. It is. There's probably hundreds of cases in good old Saskatoon right now. Everybody's going to start coming down with symptoms at the same time. Italy right now, like 400 or 500 deaths a day. A day. All of a sudden, those people who were talking about how the flu is worse suddenly aren't saying much anymore when you're having 1,000 deaths a day. We've crossed that line. This is now a bigger problem. Even for the mathematical simpletons who don't understand exponents, it's now a problem. But this Wall Street thing, man, that's a nail biter too. Because we're only in the beginning of this. That's the thing. We're only in the beginning of this. And Wall Street has damn near been cut in half. It's damn near cut in half. We are a few days away from it being cut in half. Now, it can start to go up again, possibly. I talked about that in my last video, where now that people know what the situation is, they know what to expect, maybe it's going to go up again. But it does not look promising, because the reality of the markets are starting to set in. It's not about hope anymore. That's what the market was built on, this false hope of the future. But now it's all coming home to roost. And something else I was thinking about, and somebody brought it to my attention, that Survival Lily was making mention of this as well, is that the aerosol masking effect. When you shut off industry, when you shut off all cars and vehicles, the aerosols in the atmosphere that were normally pumped out there can't reflect the sunlight, so we see a rapid increase in temperature. So we may actually see a 1 to 2 degree spike in temperature as a result of this economic slowdown. And that's a fact. It's similar to the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse gases trap heat inside the atmosphere, but these pollutants, they actually reflect the sun's light back into outer space. So they actually protect us, believe it or not, from the heat of the sun, from heating up too much. So we've had all this energy stored in here now, which has been kind of shielding us from the sun, which is now dissipating, and that may well trigger a rapid warming of the planet, which could contribute to God knows what come spring and summer. How are we going to effectively fight wildfires and mitigate these larger natural disasters if we don't have the manpower to have a normal functioning society as is? It's going to be a challenging time. I'm not saying that we can't rise to the occasion. Just FYI, people always ask me why I'm always looking around in the videos. It's because that's how I think. I look, I sense different things and it gives me ideas. But also, it's just good situational awareness. And some people might just sit there when they're in a car in the dead of night, look into outer space, not give a shit about what's around them. But you should. You should. Because I could get jacked while making this video. But before it happens, I'm going to give them a run for their money. Or for my money. Anyways, folks, this is real. This is it. It's happening. It's hitting the fan. You need to do whatever you can right now. If you are still in a place where you can get some supplies to last you the next couple months, do it. Do it now. Because it's going to get real fast. And if the government's telling you, don't worry, we have a plan, do it real fast as you can. Get ready, because it's only just begun. Remember, we are in this together. All my fellow YouTubers out there, we're in this together. I'm thinking about you guys when I do these videos. I watch your videos. I don't always comment, but I'm thinking about you. Even you commenters out there, even you trolls who are in denial. I get it. I like you playing the devil's advocate. I was there, and I still wax and wane on this issue. Tomorrow, I might see something, or I might hear something that'll give me more hope for what the outcome of this is going to be. But every time the dust seems to settle, back to this mindset that this is going to be a long, very, very challenging time. And I just hope that the laws, that the rule of law that we've worked so hard to refine over all these years, that people respect it just enough that we can maintain some social order. Because if that starts to fall apart, then it's going to be a long, long climb back up the mountain. That's all I'll say. So gear up, because it's only the beginning. Thanks for watching, guys. Canadian Prepper out.